Jesus died on the cross, now the disciples in Jerusalem were afraid. It seemed like the people who killed Jesus were coming to kill them too. So one by one, they left Jerusalem. Among them was a man named Cleopas and another disciple. They left Jerusalem and went to a place called Emmaus, about 10 kilometers away. As the two walked, they talked for a while about Jesus and what had happened in the past few days. But then, a stranger came up and walked with them. The stranger spoke to the two people. "Looking at your faces, it looks like something bad happened. What were you talking about?" Can you recognize who this stranger was? Yes, it was Jesus who had resurrected. However, these two disciples did not immediately recognize Jesus. The Bible says that their eyes were covered. Cleopas said to Jesus, "I see you're also from Jerusalem. Don't you know what happened there?" Jesus asked this question. "What on earth are you talking about?" Cleopas told Jesus a story about Jesus of Nazareth, the story of Jesus' death on the cross, his disappearance from the tomb on the third day, and the rumor that he had come back to life. While listening to the story, Jesus told them one by one about the promises recorded in the Old Testament about himself. What is written about Jesus in the writings of Moses and other prophets? And he said, as the Bible says, Christ must undergo difficult sufferings and become more glorious. As soon as they arrived at Emmaus, the two men spoke to Jesus. "It's dark. Would you mind staying with us?" Jewish people usually do not eat with strangers, but as they were listening to the sermon, they wanted to be with him more, so they started talking about things they normally wouldn't. When it was time for dinner, Jesus took some bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to the two people. And at this time, the two men's eyes that had been covered became bright. Jesus? They learned that the person they had been talking with was Jesus. But at the same time, Jesus disappeared. However, they did not feel sad or afraid. Rather, they encouraged each other, saying, "When Jesus spoke to us on the road, our hearts were on fire." They realized that Jesus' words warmed them and enabled them to see Jesus correctly. And they changed. They went back to Jerusalem from where they had run away out of fear, and told the story of how they met Jesus to other disciples.